What's up, y'all? It's your boy Sean P back again. Once again, we got a lot to talk about in hip hop. A lot of things to talk about, and we're gonna do a couple of videos today. I'm going solo today without my partner, Reese the Funeral God. We coming back Sunday night though. We definitely got to talk about our about what I'm about to talk about. We definitely gonna talk about the Game album and some other albums. That caught our eye or caught our ear per se in the year. But we're gonna start with the Game album. The reason why we've given it so much coverage, if you will, on Shadow Code Radio is because online with all the internet beef going on and all the internet talk, it's gotten a lot of talk this summer, especially after Black Slim Shady dropped, which we talked about on our Thursday night show. Definitely check us out. That show is up on our channel, Shadow Code Radio. Like, share, subscribe, and definitely check out our review on Black Slim Shady. But I'm here to talk about my initial thoughts on his album, Drillmatic Heart versus the Mind. Now, I'm just going to say, I listened to this thing really twice, 1.5 times. The first, I kind of skimmed through it, I'll admit. But then I did a thorough listen. I had to take the first 15 first and then do the other 16 cuts because it's just way too long. But we're going to be objective here, and we're going to give an objective review. I'm going to talk about what I like, what I didn't like, and we're going to sum it up in the end. I'm just going to give you my initial thoughts. I don't even know if I got a score yet for this. I'll probably give my score, my official score on this, probably either Sunday night or Tuesday night when we do our show. But there's a lot to talk about this album. There's a lot to digest. There's a lot to take in. And first, I'll start with the positives of it. So what did I like? I like some of the beats and some of the features on here, but to be honest, and I don't know if Hit Boy did all of the beats on here. I think Swizz did some. They were just remakes. I didn't think the production really stood out like the past Hit Boy projects, but there were some dope ass beats on here, especially the ones with samples on here. I gotta check the production credits as to which ones Kanye did, but I could say I like the production for the most part, but I think some of them was kind of lazy down the stretch of this album because of all of the remakes that they did. But I'd say production is a positive. The features some of the features stood out. I really liked, even though he didn't say much, but I like Ice-T, what he added to that song. Kanye was good on Easy. I like that. I liked the song with Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch is a very good feature artist. I'm getting to know that. Jeremiah stood out on a track or two here. Pusha T, I think, had the hardest verse of the album on their song No Man No Falls, and 2 Chainz did his thing too. I like that feature. Wayne was pretty good on the Bone Thugs track, even though I really wasn't too big on that song. French, Tory Lanez was good. Believe it or not, Meek Mill, Moneybagg Yo, Blacks, that they stood out. And I like Rick Ross at the end. So I like some of the features on here, some of the production, and really that's about it as far as what stood out. We'll get into the sequencing of this album, which was just all over the place, but we'll talk about that when we get to the negatives on this album. Okay, songs I fuck with. Track one time. I thought that was a great start to the album. I'm feeling that was a Hit Boy joint, definitely. Great street feel to it. Easy, I always like. Remember, I did a review on that a while back. I always like that song. I like the song. I like the song with. I think really the best three. I'd say 10, 11, 12, and 13. How Far I Came with Roddy Ricch. I dig that track. I think that's a cool, dope kind of inspirational feel to it. Heart versus the Mind. I think maybe his best concept record. Where he brings up a lot of the social stuff going on in our social climate going on today. Heart versus the Mind. I like that. I also like the two hardest tracks I think were No Smoke at the Polo Lounge and No Man Falls of Pusha T and 2 Chainz. They delivered on those tracks. They definitely delivered on those tracks. I thought those are probably my two favorite tracks on here. Again, the features stood out more than Game's raps on here, but I actually like Start From Scratch and What We Not Gonna Do, where Game kind of goes into some concept records on those joints. I do like those joints. I like Talk to Me Nice with Meek Mill and Moneybagg Yo. They got the old Suave House sample on there. Even though they overused a lot of old samples on this, I thought that was a dope collab. I like Nikki Beach, which kind of has like an Afrobeats feel to it, with French and Tory Lanez. Kind of has that overseas kind of, lounging in the DR, lounging in Colombia type of feel to it. So I definitely dig that record. I also think, what have you? What else is on here? I actually, even though it's more of a drill type of feel, I actually like the song Killers with Cameron. That was pretty dope. You know what I mean? And at the end, Save the Best for Last for Ross. I'm borderline on that, but Ross always delivers on features. That was pretty good. So those tracks kind of stood out as what would make a playlist for me. Now, what I didn't like on here is just the reaching Game did. The song OPP or OP, trash. La La Land, trash. Change the Game, terrible remake. The remakes on here were just god awful. Like, why would you disrespect Jay-Z like that? Change the Game, did not like that one at all. What else was on here that I didn't like? I didn't. Fortunate with Kanye was okay. What else was on here? Money Cash Clothes, garbage, man. How dare you disrespect DMX and Jay-Z with that whack remake of Money Cash Hoes? Terrible, man. Black Slim Shady, that's a flop, dude. It's just a flop and a reach in the end of the day. It's just a flop and a reach, man. It's really a flop and a reach. I really did not feel that record. So, I mean, we did our review on it, so you know what we think here at Shadow Code Radio. So, there's that. Um, the song "Stupid" was really stupid. That was terrible. Big Sean has been better on features before too. He's definitely been better on features before. And then I would say what's another one that wasn't all that I really wasn't feeling. Those are really the ones that stood out. On top of that, there are a lot of songs on here where it's like this is why I say Game was reaching on this album. Why was he doing songs with artists that ain't even his style, per se? And it's almost like you're doing their record on your album to satisfy them. Like burning checks with Fabio Foreign. Why are you doing New York drill? You know what I mean? You're not even a Brooklyn drill artist. That's not your wave, man. You came in this game 20 years ago. Why are you doing New York drill? Basically, that's a Fabio Foreign record on your album. You know what I mean? Like what was that? The same thing with Op. That's not your lane, dude. That ignorant type shit, that's not your shit. You know what I mean? And then all these trash remakes, like Change the Game. Why are you remaking? You disrespecting Jay-Z with some of these records on that. The Bone Thugs remake, it was okay. G Herbo did his thing on that. You know what I mean? And Lil Wayne was all right on there. But again, another remake. It's just, why are you doing their style on your records? You're making more of a Moneybagg Yo down south record on your album. And see, this is the problem with Game, is you're making, and also like the French Montana record, which is kind of like an Afrobeat type of deal. That's French Montana's thing from Unbelievable. That's French Montana's thing. And this is the problem with Game. And this is a typical Game move. Game will bring on a bunch of featured artists to do their type of song on his album and claim it for him and doing their style. Even Black Slim Shady, it's like you diss Eminem and you rap exactly like him. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, in the end of the day, it makes no sense why you would do that, but that's typical Game. Game has done this on really every one of his albums outside of Documentary, maybe 1992. And another thing, just living off of features, dog. Like 31 songs and 32 features. Come on, man. That is just that's just egregiously, like, that's a compilation album. Now again, Game doing Game. Game makes compilation records, and he's a compilation rapper. You might as well just call it and say that Game presents this. Game presents Drillmatic Heart in the Mind, like almost like a DJ Khaled thing. But even if DJ Khaled was to do a compilation record, they make a better record than this. DJ Khaled wouldn't bring a bunch of artists on trying to copy the other artists they feature with and rap like them. They would do them doing them. So, end of the day, just to sum it up in the end, this was a weak attempt at a compilation album to dress it up as a feature album. That's all this was, which is typical Game anyway. He loads up with features where the features stand out more than him. To be honest with you, I actually like Game on some of the songs he rapped by himself. Even the Ice-T track wasn't by himself, but he was pretty good on that. It wasn't like a feature where Ice-T was doing a verse or what have you. You know what I mean? Heart versus the Mind was another one. Start from Scratch. What We Not Gonna Do. Some of his concept records. Like, if Game would have just taken some of these songs that he rapped by himself, or maybe just had a hook like on the Roddy Ricch joint, you know, from a feature, and cut literally, you know, I would say 17 songs out of this thing. You might actually have a dope project. Well, see, this is the problem with Game. He always has to overcompensate. He always has to overdo it, is what Game has to do, man. He always has to do this, and he always trashes his albums doing this. That's the part about Game that really it is just egregiously bad. But he has the talent. He has some bars on here. And again, some of the bars on here were trash. Again, inconsistent is Game. You know what I mean? That's what he does, man. And, you know, we looked at this album as, you know, Hit Boy, Kanye doing this type of stuff. And we looked at it like, oh, well, they're gonna kind of guide him through and put a quality project together. We were all fooled, fam, because this joint just ain't it. This album ain't it. And, you know, we're going to talk about it more on either Sunday night or on next Shadow Code Radio, but this album ain't it. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to say that this is about maybe a 6 out of 10 at best, you know, with all the inconsistencies. I like some of the songs on here. I like about 10 to 12. But it's way overdone. It's just all over the place. It's him, you know, trying to copy these artists on features. Some of the features don't match. It's some of him, and just the inconsistencies. So I didn't even get into the inconsistencies in some of what he was saying. You know, you diss some people on here, and then you want to almost idolize them on another track. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what's it gonna be, Game? You know what I mean? Somebody pointed out in our group that he said something like he only listened to 1 out of 11 Eminem albums, yet you quote Eminem and you take quotes from all of Eminem albums, and you take his style from all the other Eminem albums you say you don't listen to. So this album is just a reach. At best, 6 out of 10. I may be generous with that, just because it was so poorly put together, you know. And I don't know who co-signed this executively. I don't know if Kanye exec produced this, dog. You did a lazy ass job on this one. Whoever exec produced this was really lazy. Or you let Game talk you into doing whatever the hell he wanted to do, and it did not work. So, Drillmatic Heart versus the Mind. I'm looking around a 6. I don't know. I may go lower. I'm going to listen to a couple of the more songs, listen to more of the content to get a better feel for it, but I don't see it going over that. So, check us out. I'm going to come back with another show. Because I want to comment on some albums that have impressed me. And I'll do those videos next, coming up. It's going to be a new segment. It's going to be a segment that we're going to call Sean P's Picks. For Sean P's Picks of the Week or Picks of the Month or something like that. I'll figure it out. But I got a couple of dope albums that we should check out that I'm not going to do a full review on, but I'm gonna tell you why I like these projects. All right, so check me out. Drillmatic Heart versus the Mind. Flop to a disappointment. Okay, and we'll talk about it later. All right, peace.